I was doing a deep dive into AC/DC recently. I'm sure you've done that too, now and then. And I was reading an interview with Angus Young, AC/DC's lead guitarist. He was talking about how he likes to hit the strings hard. In fact, he likes to hit them so hard that he uses extra heavy picks so they take longer to wear out. But here's the thing. He goes on to say, since I normally play so hard, when I start picking a bit softer, my tone changes completely. And that's really useful sometimes for creating a more laid-back feel. Of course, as someone who is constantly thinking about compassion and self-compassion, I thought to myself, tone. So let's have a think about how, like music, tone is key to self-compassion. Oh, and by the end of the video, you'll have a few exercises to try. So stick around for that. Tone is so important in conveying both feeling and meaning. Have a think about it. What might it convey to you if I made this sound? Oh, maybe interest, curiosity? What if I made this sound? Oh, something else is creeping in? Perhaps doubt, or even a little bit of judgment? And what if I made this sound? Oh, now we're really getting into judgment, or even disdain. So just like when the greats are playing their guitar, we want to shift about our voice tone in order to communicate different feelings and meanings. Which begs the question, what is the tone with which you generally speak to yourself, even if it's just your inner tone of voice? What does it sound like? As you go about your day, things happen, things go wrong, perhaps a little or perhaps a lot. What is your inner tone of voice? Often, the tone of our self-talk can be harsh, hostile, critical, or condemning. We can attack ourselves, dig the boot in, cut ourselves no slack whatsoever. We think this will motivate us, keep us on track, stop us from being lazy, self-indulgent, or lax, stop us from making mistakes. But a harsh, critical voice tone actually, mostly, doesn't achieve any of that. It just makes us feel worse, less motivated, more off track, more likely to give up or make mistakes. Now, there are two ways this is important. Harsh words matched with harsh tones. Kind words coming along with harsh tones. Might sound a bit strange, but I'll explain. The first one is perhaps more obvious. We say mean things to ourselves and we say them in mean ways. You forget your keys. You idiot. You send an email but forget to attach the attachment. Loser. You have an argument with a loved one. You never explain yourself properly. You always get it wrong, you. Sometimes we can say awful things to ourselves. Now, the interesting thing is even if we say mean things to ourselves, changing the tone can sometimes be a great place to start, even if we don't change the words. You idiot. Not ideal, perhaps. But tone matters, and sometimes, if nothing else, changing the tone can change the way we feel. As Angus Young said, since I normally play so hard, when I start picking a bit softer, my tone changes completely. And that's really useful sometimes for creating a more laid-back feel. We might adapt that a little and say, since I normally pick on myself so hard, when I start picking a bit softer, my tone changes completely, and that's really useful sometimes for creating a kinder, gentler, more laid-back feel. See what I mean? The second way tone can be important is when we try to say kind words to ourselves, but the kind words come along with harsh tones. And this happens more often than you might think. At some level, we know that it is best not to call ourselves an idiot, a loser, or but sometimes when we try to say some alternatives to those, we still say it in mean, harsh tones. You sometimes have trouble explaining yourself. You sometimes get it wrong, you human. We can put a lot of effort into trying to change our words, but if we don't change the tone, sometimes that can mean the kind words have less effect, and the effect of tone remains quite disheartening. The tone of our self-talk can have a major impact on things like mood, confidence, and motivation. So, how to practice tone? Well, there are several things. And this might sound a bit strange, but we want to go away and practice voice tone. First, we might try humming. We may even practice switching from a mean hum to a kind hum. Second, we might try lip buzzing. Third, some tongue trills. I'm not sure why I did that in falsetto. I know what you're thinking. But this is great stuff. Really getting that tone happening, literally practicing the sounds that come out of our mouths. And I don't know if you noticed, but the vocal exercises often can come along with friendliness in the face, which of course is all part of it too. Fourth, and if you know me, you probably know what's coming next. Breathing. Soothing rhythm breathing can help with voice tone. Much easier to have a friendly, supportive, kind, caring voice tone when the body is calm, grounded, and soothed. And fifth, put it into practice. See if you can come up with some words of support you can offer yourself, and then practice the tone. You could use well wishes, such as, "May I live with ease." Or you could use little helpful catchphrases, such as, "From little things, big things grow." Or you could use phrases that feel more specific to you and your life right at the moment. For me, I'm practicing my tone with the following. May you find strength and patience as the next week of challenges continue to unfold. All of this offers us a chance to be kind, supportive, helpful towards ourselves with words and tone. So tone matters. It matters in music, of course. The opening of every Star Wars movie simply wouldn't be the same without John Williams's spine-tingling music. And it matters in self-compassion. Tone conveys so much meaning and feeling, and we need to practice tone just as much as we might need to practice anything from breathing techniques to learning the guitar itself. So go ahead, practice tone! Or should I say, practice tone.